We can either give it in the morning or at bedtime, preferably at bedtime. So as we discussed earlier, all type 1 diabetics should be on basal or bolus insulin regimen to control glucose while minimizing hypoglycemia. We have also discussed that over time type 2 diabetes will need both basal and mealtime insulin to control their sugar levels. Now when to start insulin? In type 2 diabetes, we start insulin when oral medications are not given. As per EDI guidelines, we have to track the HbA1c levels. The given targets for HbA1c are HbA1c has to be less than 7.0. We see a patient whose sugars are not controlled or whose HbA1c is not getting controlled, we have to think of insulin. Suppose we get a patient who comes with very normal sugar report, fasting normal, post lunch normal, but his A1C is not getting controlled. What may be the scenario? We get many patients like this. Sometimes patients, they have high sugar level post meal. It can be post breakfast, it can be post lunch, it can be post dinner also. In such scenario, we tell the patient to do charting of their sugar levels. How do they do it? We tell them to do sugar charting 7 times a day. Pre-breakfast, 2 hours post-breakfast. Pre-lunch, 2 hours post-lunch. Pre-dinner, 2 hours post-dinner. And at 3 AM in the morning to rule out smoky fever. We tell them to do recording of 7 times of sugar. And we look at which sugar level is going high, whether it is pre-meal or post-meal. And accordingly, we add a insulin to target that to bring its HbA1c level to the normal. So oral medications are not acting, HbA1c is elevated, or we are getting uncontrolled sugar level in type 2 diabetes. Patient is having unexplained weight loss. Insulin, by its modest side effect of weight gain, can be useful in this. Or we see a patient who has developed ketonuria. Ketones are being formed. Insulin is the best molecule to help metabolism of ketones, so insulin is needed in such patients. Poor energy level, patient with sleep disturbances, polydipsia, insulin comes to rescue. This is a very beautiful slide which gives us a very clear-cut idea of progression of type 2, which we have already discussed. Over time, insulin level will be going down, insulin resistance will be increasing, and the sugar levels will be increasing accordingly. This will lead to increased risk of microvascular complications and macrovascular complications. And as the treating doctor, we have to keep our foot down and prevent them. In type 2 diabetes, we get more resistance in starting insulin. But if we function them nicely, things may be easy. Now, of the 4 molecules available, we have to choose one. Ultra short acting, intermediate acting, or long. And give them a regimen. We can give them 1 injection, we can give them 2 injections, we can give them 3 injections, we can give them 4 injections. As we discussed, in type 1, basal and bolus, that means 4 injection shots are best, wherein 1 injection is given before each meal, followed by a basal insulin injection at the back. Type 2, we can mimic the same. If patient is not ready or sugar levels are not that demanding, we can add 1 injection or 2 injections. It is an arbitrary. There is no guideline which says that you have to start this injection at this time by this method. It's all an arbitrary decision because every individual is different. So let the blood glucose level guide us what should be the choice of insulin. We have to select the type of insulin and timing of injection depending on patient's pattern. In addition to this, we have to clarify that we are going to use or discontinue oral hypoglycemic agents. And if anti-diabetic agents are to be discontinued, we have to tell them to take the final dose on the evening prior to starting insulin injection. We have to choose from the currently available insulin preparations, provide them a long-term or intermediate acting basal insulin, and we should titrate the dose every week. It's not that we have started dose today and next day patient is going to have a controlled sugar. don't increase the doses at least for 72 hours. Give body that much time to function properly. Suppose we have to start the patient on basal bolus regime. I have just worked out a formula by which we can calculate the dose of the patient. The daily insulin requirement of a person turns out to be around 0.5 units per kg body weight approximately. Now basal insulin will give around 50% of insulin. So if we calculate 36 is the requirement of the patient, we take around 60% of this value. Suppose we find out total requirement of insulin, 60% we give to the patient. Only 60% correction is given to the patient. So 60% correction will turn out to be 22 units of 36. Of this 22, around 50% is given in the form of basal insulin and the remaining is divided into pre-meal insulin. The once daily regimen, it's a long-acting molecule which is chosen. You continue with the oral hypoglycemic agents and add a insulin at the bedtime. Twice daily regimen you can use intermediate acting insulin, one in the morning, one in the night. Again you calculate the daily requirement of the insulin of patient and 60% correction has only to be given. So if it turns out to be 36 unit total, 22 is given. You can split it as 11 and 11. So you can give half dose in the morning, half dose in the night. So which method is best? Again, as we discussed, it is the art of medicine which we have to decide. And because every patient is different. We have started the patient on insulin. We are monitoring the patient and patient comes with report after few days. We advise them to do self-monitoring of blood glucose level at home. And we look at a pattern of the fluctuations in insulin, in sugar level. Suppose SMPG pattern is showing that all readings are above, we increase the dose. If postprandial glucose levels are above, we increase the prandial dose. So the insulin which we are giving in the morning, here at breakfast they will be controlling the sugar before his lunch. What we are giving before lunch, that will be controlling before dinner. And what we are giving at dinner, that will be controlling the morning sugar. So you have to adjust the doses accordingly. Insulin, the need is increasing because India is becoming the diabetic capital. The fear of injection is definitely creeping in our mind. So newer technologies are being developed by which the ease of injection will be relieved. Inhaled insulin is coming into market. Exubra and other brands are there in pipeline. Someone is thinking of oral or buccal insulin. New basal insulins like insulin lentimer has already been launched, and other molecules are there in pipeline. Experimental studies are going on. Still, that has not been. Results are not completely declared. Once it is in market, we are. After said all these things, the basic aim of diabetic treatment we should always remember. If we remember our ABCDs, we keep on revising when we come to a patient or diabetic. In diabetes also we should always target our ABCDs. A1C. His A1C level should always be less than 7. B, that is blood sugar levels. We should always target a fasting sugar of less than 140 and postprandial of less than 180. C for cholesterol. Patient with diabetes, his cholesterol level should be well controlled. Triglycerides are the molecules which really tend to be very high in diabetic patients. So triglyceride level should be always targeted less than 150. LDL cholesterol less than 100 and HDL we should target more than 40. D, that is diet and D, exercises. If we target all these things, really we are going to give a very good quality of life to our diabetic patient. And in addition to this, blood pressure. If by JNC 7 norms, now we classify by JNC 7 diabetic patients with blood pressure of more than 130 by 80 are termed to as hypertensive. For normal person it is 140 by 90, but for diabetic it is taken to be at lower side, 130 by 80. So a constant monitoring of our diabetic patient will really give them a good quality of life. Thanks a lot. I would like to invite any questions.
Therapy, making it very simple for us. I now call upon Dr. Dhananjay from the EMPA to felicitate him with a shawl. Thank you, Dr. Dhananjay. And Dr. Sanjay Borade to felicitate him with a memento. Friends, the lecture of Dr. Rahul Pandey was sponsored by Wilberry Pharmaceuticals, and I call upon the representative Mr. Rakesh from Wilberry Pharmaceuticals to accept our gratitude. The Wilberry Pharmaceutical representative, please. And once again, I invite the harbinger of your luck, Dr. Sushil Sharma on the stage.
क्या है, धड़कन तो बढ़ गई है ना थोड़ी, इसके लिए कोई इंतजाम करेंगे. Before that, I'll announce the winners. Winners of Carom, and the winner of the doubles and singles runner-up is. I never felt this guy can win Carom. कभी खेला नहीं मेरे साथ में, देखा नहीं. एक दिन मैं बोला ठीक है आजा सामने, और मेरी 2 पॉइंट गई, उसने जीत लिया. द सेम पर्सन, डॉक्टर संतोष बोडवे का. वेरी नाइस. You must visit TDMPA office in our play area, and you will know what is Carom and how Carom is really played. And the players we see and learn from them are the true champions. And really, here also the same champion, Dr. Niyaz Sheikh, he gets Carom singles and double championship. So give him a. So Niyaz, he is on the important post, so he will come later. But then, endurance is very important in life. सही है ना? सीनियर खिलाड़ी खेलते रहते हैं, लेकिन जूनियर आ जाते हैं, तो नियाज हैज ऑलरेडी come. Yes. True champion, just watch. Sometimes we wish we will not give strike to him. Otherwise he finishes all 9 points. True champion. और इन जवानों के बीच में सर हम भी नहीं बोल सकते हम कुछ कम हैं. हमारे सीनियर डॉक्टर एनपी शाह, he is a doubles, TT doubles runner-up. Dr. NP Shah. So, he is not there. Thank you. Now,
Dr. NP Shah is not here, but his alter ego, Dr. Sushil Sharma is here, and I request Dr. Sushil Sharma to accept the prize on behalf of Dr. NP Shah. It is for both Dr. Sushil Sharma and Dr. NP Shah. Thank you, sir.
दोस्तों,
Back to you, sir.
कुछ लोगों को प्राइज नहीं मिली, लकी ड्रॉ नहीं मिला, कैसा लगा उस समय? How you felt? गम न कर जिंदगी बहुत बड़ी है, गम न कर जिंदगी बहुत बड़ी है, चाहत की महफिल तेरे लिए सजी. गम न कर जिंदगी बहुत बड़ी है, चाहत की महफिल तेरे लिए सजी है. बस एक बार मुस्कुरा कर तो देख TDMPN, मुस्कुराओ तो सही. तकदीर तेरी सामने खड़ी है, मटका की हासिल.
Dr. G.D. Wani.